4 cars. One night and NASCAR isn't done looking yet. Richmond just delivered a thriller on the track, but the real drama might still be happening in a lab in Concord, North Carolina. While one driver celebrates a checkered flag, 4 teams are being told to pack up their equipment and send it back for a second look. Nobody's calling it a scandal. Not yet. But when NASCAR pulls this many cars for extra scrutiny after a single race, you pay attention. Here's what actually happened. Saturday night, Richmond Raceway hosts the Cup Series. Joey Logano wins. Standard post-race inspection clears his car, victory official, no issues. But then NASCAR drops a second announcement. 4 additional cars are heading to the Research and Development Center for engine dyno testing. That list, Austin Cindric, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, and Shane van Gisbergen. 2 of those cars, Elliott's and Bell's, are getting extra inspection on top of the engine testing. That's a heavier microscope than the other 2. Let's be clear about what this is and what it isn't. NASCAR has not flagged a violation. Nobody failed inspection at the track. This is a deeper dive, the kind of exam that only the R&D Center's equipment can actually perform. But context matters here. These 4 drivers had wildly different nights. Cindric drove from 23rd all the way to 3rd, one of the biggest climbs of the race. Elliott jumped from 13th to 5th. Bell finished 7th from a competitive run. And Van Gisbergen crawled from 31st to 14th, a finish that's less flashy but critically important. Keeps him hanging on to that final playoff transfer spot with only 2 regular season races left. So when you look at that crew, you're not looking at random cars. You're looking at teams that either overperformed or are fighting for their playoff lives. That's exactly the kind of performance that draws NASCAR's attention, not because anyone assumes wrongdoing, but because when speed shows up unexpectedly, inspectors want to understand why. Now, here's where it gets interesting from a strategic lens. Engine dyno testing is invasive. It measures horsepower output under controlled conditions, checking for anything beyond what the rulebook allows. If you're a team that's been chasing speed all year and suddenly your car pulls off a dramatic run like Cindric's or Elliott's, NASCAR's compliance department is going to want receipts. For Van Gisbergen, this hits differently. He's not fighting for a win, he's fighting for survival in the standings. If his number 97 gets flagged for anything, even something minor, that's playoff defining. A penalty at this stage of the season doesn't just cost points. It could cost him the postseason entirely. For Team Penske, the story is more complicated. Logano's car passed clean, but his teammate Cindric's car is now under the microscope. That's a strange split. For one organization, one car gets the trophy and total clearance, the other gets sent back for testing. It raises a fair question. Is this simply random post-race sampling, or did something in Cindric's data specifically trigger a second look? The honest answer, based on what NASCAR has released, is we don't know yet. And that uncertainty is exactly why this story matters. In a sport where fractions of a second separate glory from disappointment, any hint of an equipment edge changes how fans view a result. Expect 2 completely different reactions rippling through the fan base right now. Team Penske fans and Logano supporters are riding highest second win in 4 races, a legitimate turnaround story, and a driver climbing the standings at exactly the right time. That part of the fan base is celebrating. For fans of the other 4 teams, they're anxious. Nobody wants to see their driver's big performance get overshadowed by a testing headline, even an innocent one. Social media is going to run wild with speculation regardless of what NASCAR actually finds. That's the nature of the sport right now. Inspection news moves faster than the results themselves. Media analysts will likely frame this as routine oversight until proven otherwise. But don't be surprised if commentary shows spend real airtime dissecting Cindric's charge from 23rd to 3rd simply because it's the most dramatic result on this list. So where does this go from here? 2 scenarios. Best case, all 4 cars come back clean. NASCAR confirms nothing irregular. The results stand exactly as they finish at Richmond, and this becomes a footnote in normal week of extra diligence in a heavily scrutinized sport. Worst case, 1 or more cars comes back with a discrepancy. That could mean points, penalties, fines, or, in worst case scenario for Van Gisbergen specifically, a shift in the playoff picture with almost no time left in the regular season to recover. Given NASCAR's own framing no announced violations, no failed inspections, the smart money leans toward the clean outcome. But until that engine testing wraps, every one of these 4 teams is sitting in uncomfortable silence. So here's the real question. Is this NASCAR simply doing its job with a random deeper check, or is there something in that data that triggered a specific red flag? Drop your prediction in the comments. queen bill of health for all four, or is somebody about to have a very bad week? If you want to be the first to know when NASCAR releases these results, make sure you're subscribed because this story isn't finished yet.